This is a typical tire shop. Look, a satisfied customer leaving the shop. Let's go in and see if we can talk to the man in charge. Hello. Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Huh?
Are you tightening those lug nuts to the correct torque?
Sure I am.
How do you know?
Yeah, you feel it when they're tight.
Mind if I show you something? If you screw on nuts using an air impact wrench that doesn't have a built-in torque control, you run the risk of tightening them as much as 2 times the recommended torque. Why, there's even a chance that you might tighten them too much by hand. And did you know that the brake discs may become deformed and cause uneven braking?
How's what?
As a matter of fact, exceeding the recommended torque by even a little could distort a brake disc. With the help of a dial indicator, we see what happens to a disc when the lug nuts have been tightened too much. The pressure deforms the brake disc. When the driver brakes, he experiences brake pulsation. In certain extreme cases, the pulsation is constant. And what's more, you may even ruin the wheel rim and the lug nuts if you don't screw on the nuts correctly.
Oh, you don't say.
If the lug nut is tightened too hard, the material around the hole in the rim will be damaged. This, in turn, can affect the wheel balance, and the threads may be damaged. Plus the fact that the whole wheel bolt suffers from metal fatigue, which, if worst comes to worst, could cause the bolt to break off. Have you ever tried to unscrew one of those nuts with the tools you find in your car?
Nope. Why?
Thought so. If the lug nuts are put on too tight, you'll probably find yourself in deep trouble when you try to loosen them again without an impact wrench. Did you know that all car manufacturers have clear specifications as to the amount of torque to be applied to a wheel nut?
What? No, I...
Here, take a look. Did you know that car manufacturers actually specify the correct degree of torque for nearly everything that must be tightened on a car? Even the wheels are mounted according to specifications. In other words, it's important to always apply the correct amount of torque in order to avoid unwanted stress and wear. Can you preset the torque on your impact wrench?
Sorry, I can't.
Well, then I've got just the thing for you. There are 3 different ways of solving the problem. Either you get an impact wrench with adjustable torque, or you use a traditional torque wrench. The third way is by using a torque socket from Momento. The principle is simple. It absorbs the excessive torque exerted by the impact gun and releases it in the intervals between the hammer blows, so only the correct torque is transmitted to the nuts. The thickness of the torsion bar, the hardness of the metal, and the special steel used all combine to determine the torque. Many years of experience have gone into the development of our torque socket. Together with the patent-applied core drive wrench grip, we have a product that is stronger, better for lug nuts, and can be used even in recessed holes in the wheel rim, and it simplifies engaging the nuts as well. This comparative test shows the difference between an impact wrench without torque adjustment and our torque socket. This torque socket was calibrated to 110 Newton meters, the exact torque specified by this particular manufacturer. A complete set covers 95% of all the current makes of cars in the world.
Aha!
And included with the set is a wall chart showing the correct torque for different cars.
That's great.
So, if you want to make sure your next customer is a satisfied customer, use a torque socket from Momento, the original. Innovation, not imitation.